other ways, do these activities when you're alone. Okay?
Okay.
You could be making.
Hello, ma'am. Good evening.
Good
How are you?
evening. I'm fine, thank you. How are you? Sachit. Your name is Sachit, right?
Yes, I'm fine.
Oh,
Thank you for asking. Yeah.
great. Great to know that. Are we meeting for the first time?
Yes, it's our first session.
Okay, right. May I know why you were why you became late?
Yeah, no. Hello.
No, you joined 3 minutes late. May I know the reason?
Yeah,
Why are
yeah.
you at your
No,
workplace?
Actually, there is a reason. My Bluetooth is not connected.
Oh, it didn't get connected. Okay, fine, fine,
Mhm.
that's fine.
Yes,
Okay, Sachit, today's topic is generation gap. Yeah, we will
yes,
have a
yes.
casual conversation, and then after that, I'll give you the feedback. Okay. So first, we'll
Okay.
begin with something very simple. Try to frame a sentence with this word.
It's satisfy.
Yes. Can you frame a sentence? Make a sentence with this word.
I am totally satisfied with the Clapingo app because it's able to meet my desire about that app.
Okay. So I'm completely satisfied, not satisfied.
Yeah.
You have to change the form of the word when you're putting it in that tense. I am satisfied with the app. Yeah. Okay. One more. Try to use it in the past tense.
Sleep.
Yeah. Any sentence in the past tense.
Yes. I slept yesterday at 11 p.m.
Okay, fine, fine. Okay, so generation gap, that's today's topic. What do you understand by this term, generation gap? Tell me in your own words.
Yeah. So according to me, generation gap is a gap between thought and experience between two people who born in a different period.
Okay,
Yeah.
who belong to the different period, different generation.
Yes.
Okay, who belong to different period. Okay, so every generation will have some pros and cons, both advantages and disadvantages. Have
Yes.
you ever experienced generation gap in your life?
Yes. I experienced many times when actually uh, I was a teacher before joining my this present job. So I teached in our girls' school, and I clearly uh, saw the generation gap between children and me. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, fine. Good example. I taught children, not teach children. I taught
Yeah.
because you've left
Yeah.
the job. Now you're in a different place. Okay,
Yeah.
I taught. Good. Um, the next one. Okay, so you have got some experience. Generally, from your observation, what are the different ways in which you can deal with this generation gap? Because as I told you in the beginning, let me give an example. COVID lockdown that was
Yeah.
not experienced by people from the previous generation.
Yes.
Okay, only this generation people will really understand what was COVID and how difficult. Even now, some impact is felt. Like that, every generation, every period will have some problem. Okay, now
Yeah.
this was something intense. The whole world went into a lockdown. How do you deal with this generation gap? In the sense, we cannot convince everyone. We cannot sit and say, no, it is like this, it is like that. We cannot keep, you can only share the experience. You cannot make them feel the experience. So, how can you
Yeah.
deal? How can you tackle it? Just give me two ways from your experience and observation because you have experienced it.
Yeah. Actually, I think first and very important thing is try to understand the root cause of this generation gap. Okay,
Okay.
when we properly understand that region of gap, so then we can convince him and we can uh, communicate with them the actual reason. And second, we have to try to listen more and more our earlier generation. Okay, because of I think in inadequate communication not is a big problem of generation gap. So
Okay.
that's why there is two way. First is try to know the root cause of that generation gap, and second is give chance to communicate proper and listen properly to our young generation.
Okay. Okay. So I'm just correcting you with a few words.
Yeah,
WAS is was, not
was
waj. It's not waj. When you're pronouncing it separately, there's no mistake. But when you're using it
okay.
in sentences, you're saying I was a teacher. No, I was a teacher.
I was a
I was.
teacher. Yeah,
So the best way to practice it is use it in sentences. Repeat. Keep repeating the word in a paragraph. Keep speaking to yourself in such a way that you repeat the words again and again. I was a
okay.
teacher. Um, I was in the town yesterday. Okay. I was good in sports when I was when I was in the college. Like that, keep creating situations and use it in sentences. Was.
Oh,
Another thing is TION. We have words like generation, TION. It is generation,
son.
generation.
Yeah,
One, try it again.
generation,
It's generation, SH sound, not sun. It's not s sound, it's sh sound. Sh.
generation.
Generation. Correct.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Can you try reading these words? I will type it in the chat box. Okay. It'll be easier. Uh, okay. This word, please read it.
Formation.
Formation.
Yeah,
Formation. Shen. Okay.
formation.
Formation.
Yeah,
One more
formation.
word. Yeah. Formation. One more word I'll give you.
Presentation.
Presentation. Presentation.
Presentation. Yeah, yeah.
Presentation. Suppose you face difficulty while pronouncing the word. In the beginning, you may find it a bit difficult. You can break the word.
Okay.
Okay. Present. You can go very slow. Presentation. 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 Like that, you can keep speaking.
Presentation.
Presentation. Presentation. When you keep repeating it in
Presentation.
sentences, slowly it'll become easier for you. Then form, you know the word form, FORM, formation, formation, like that. So take
Yeah.
it very slow. You can break the word, split it into words, so it'll be easier. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Can you make two sentences using this expression?
Able to. Yeah.
Able to. Try to use it in two different sentences.
Yeah. Uh, After joining Clapingo, I am able to speak English
Okay.
properly. Yeah.
Okay. One more.
Yeah. After reading books about investing, now I
Mhm.
am able to trading in share market.
I'm able to trade. I'm
Yeah.
able to trade. Okay. Can you read this word again?
After.
After. It's first sound. After.
After.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sometimes
Yes.
you're pronouncing it this way. After. It's not first sound. It's first sound. After.
After. Yeah.
After joining the platform, I'm able to speak better English. I'm able to speak in English in a better way, like that. First sound. So try to frame sentences. It will be easier.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll ask you a very general question. Try to frame sentences. When there is a gap in communication, we try to talk over, we try to speak, or we try to approach the person or a company. If it's a company, it's a company. How do you rectify that gap. You said inadequate communication in the first point. So if there is inadequate communication, we need to listen, we need to speak also.
Yeah.
So how do you work on that gap? Because from both the sides, there should be an approach. Both the people should take the effort. If one person alone takes the effort, it's not going to work. So how do you manage the gap? How do you rectify that gap? How do you work on that inadequate communication? One solution you already gave: we have to listen, we have to speak. Apart from that, can you elaborate on that?
Yes. So I think we can organize event. Okay.
Events, okay.
Yeah, events, and in that events we can give a toss about topic related to our office, and
Okay,
I want to try their view on that particular issue in our office and that particular topic about our work.
okay,
So that's why I can understand their opinion about that issue and topic. So it's a way to communicate to with our my colleagues and others. And second thing is, I think in office most of our time we have in a very formal way. Okay, but yeah, but if you want to understand some things and some issues which is in your office, so I think sometimes we have to behave and we have to make conversation in an informal way with our colleague.
okay,
So yeah, so uh, uh, in these two types we can understand.
okay. So professional and personal approach. You have spoken on
Yeah.
both the
Yeah.
professional and personal
Mm.
approach.
Yes.
So in a very, very delicate way, we have to handle it. That's what you were trying to say. So it's like giving a talk means those who are willing to listen can listen. There will be people who may not want to listen. There we cannot help. So talk, very professional way you approach, and in a very personal way also we can speak and talk over the whole thing and deal with it. Yes,
Yeah.
so listening, speaking, yeah, go on.
Actually, in office and in a company, most of the time we communicate in a very formal way with email, letter. Okay, and I think it's my personal opinion. Every person have their own capability and
Yes,
their own problem. Okay, so in a formal way, we are not able to understand their abilities and their disability uh, properly. But when we sometimes we try to communicate in a informal way, so that's why,
okay. So it's
and
always good to have,
we can able to build a personal relation with our colleague
yes,
and yeah,
interpersonal relationships. So semi-formal.
interpersonal relationship. Yeah,
Semi-formal approach will also help to an extent.
yeah,
Formal, semi-formal, because every time we can't be informal in the
yes,
workplace. So
yeah,
semi-formal will help. Okay, good. We can able to is wrong. We will be able to, or we are able to. We can do it is also fine. Don't use
yes,
can and able to together. It's wrong.
yes, yes.
Yeah, we can do it. We can speak. Then the next word is conversation. It's conversation, not
Conver
conversation. It's
conversation,
no conversation. Conversation.
conversation, conversation,
Yes, conversation, not conversation. Conversion is there, converting from meters to centimeter. That is conversion in math.
conversation. Yeah,
Calculation, conversion. This is conversation. I'm having a conversation with my colleague.
yeah,
Conversation. Okay, so break it into parts. Conversation. The next one is TALK is talk. Talk.
yes. Talk.
Talk. Okay? Yeah. Can you frame a sentence in the future tense with this word?
Yes. I will start my uh, learning journey uh, from next month.
Okay, good, correct. No mistake. Now you have to make one sentence in the present tense.
Respect.
Yeah,
Yeah, every person should respect their teacher.
yes. Everybody. Better is every person is correct, but
But
everyone,
everybody is
everybody
more correct. Yeah.
should respect their teacher. Okay, correct. Okay. Now I'll give you the feedback. Are you ready?
Yes.
Um, there are no, like, grammar errors are very minute grammatical errors. You're making very minute grammatical errors because one good quality is you're focusing a lot when you're speaking. So when you're
Mm,
making the sentences, you're focusing, you're very careful, which is good because you know where you're making the mistake. So when it comes to grammar, you are making a few mistakes, like I mentioned, when it comes to past tense, present tense, but you're not repeating it in the next two sentences. Very
mm,
occasionally, you're making the mistake, and I can see that you're focusing. And sometimes you're correcting yourself also. No, 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 you're correcting. That is there. The problem is with your, the tip of the tongue and the way you articulate the words. It's not clear. I gave you some of the
okay.
words ending with TION, conversation, presentation, such kind of words. I told you to use it in sentences. You can make one sentence in the present tense, then the same sentence in the future tense. Okay. I am having a conversation with my teacher. Tomorrow I will have a conversation with my family. Like that. Put the same word in two different contexts. And
Mm,
that will help you to improve your. And also another thing is read aloud. At least read a page to yourself aloud.
yeah.
Okay, already your pace of speaking is good, it's nice, like it's very clear, whatever you're speaking is clear, you're not running on the words. So read aloud in this with this pace, listen to the recorded sessions and correct yourself.
Yeah.
Okay, so and another thing is frequently you are mispronouncing the words with s sound, like was, is, circumstance. Okay,
Yeah.
sometimes words like respect, sir sound,
Mm,
sure sound, you're getting confused. You can correct yourself if you do these activities daily.
mm,
It's just a matter of practice. Like now you're focusing on your grammar when you're speaking. How did you get that practice? With some effort. You took some effort and you know now where to, regulate and balance yourself. Try this also so that the
mm,
articulation and pronunciation becomes better. So your speech will sound better. You will have better, you will be able to make better conversations like that. Okay,
yeah.
right. So any doubts, anything that you want to ask?
Yeah. Actually, ma'am, I completed my whole academics in Hindi medium, and
Okay,
most of time with my family and in my office, I speak in my local dialect, Chhattisgarhi. I'm from Chhattisgarh, and whenever I uh, keep a topic and uh, start thinking about that topic and try to frame sentences in my head. I am able. I frame good sentences. Okay, but
okay,
whenever I try to speak before someone, actually I got stuck and I do mistakes in sentence formation. I'm
okay.
facing this problem from long time.
For a long time. So I make mistakes. Okay, it's not I do mistake, I make
Yeah,
mistakes. Okay.
yeah,
So I understand your problem. The problem is basically one main issue is even if a person is very fluent with English, you will have anxiety problem. Especially when you're facing a person who is very good in English, or if you're talking to a group of people, some anxiety, some nervousness will be there. And moreover, on top of that, if you know that you don't have much language, again you will become anxious. This is human, this is not a problem. Now, to get rid
yeah,
of this problem, you can manage this only with practice. Every
yes,
day we cannot speak to 100 people. You cannot ask 10 people to come and sit in front of you. One way is through Clapingo. Another way is do these activities when you're alone. Okay?
okay,
You could be making mistakes, but you know where you're making the mistake. Sure, sir, sound, sometimes grammar. So suppose you read 2 pages about a king. Suppose you read about a king. You like three
yes,
sentences from the book. Try to use those sentences in your own style while speaking. Okay, this is what I understood from the 2 pages. This is why I don't like the book. Anything, you can speak about anything, about your likes, dislikes, so that you get used to the language. Because even I don't have the atmosphere to speak in English. All of us use our mother tongue. We cannot go
yes,
around speaking in English. But these are different ways in which you can keep in touch with the language. So every day, make sure that you listen to something, read something, speak.
yeah.
If you
Actually,
do
I
these
started.
three things, yeah,
Yeah,
if you do, but you should do all the three simultaneously. Yeah,
yeah,
well, but I started, you told me something.
yeah. Actually, I started reading books. Now I am uh, started books with a
I have
psychology of
started
money.
reading.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
I
have
have
started.
started reading books. Okay.
Yeah,
Now, that is
uh,
good.
eh,
It's good to always read books like Psychology of Money. Try
yeah,
to work on your language. For that, I think you have to read standard English. Now, Psychology of Money gives a lot of information also, because there are so many things that you have to understand when it comes to such books.
yeah,
Parallelly, you can listen to stories on YouTube. Why I'm saying stories? Because they have simple and standard English.
yeah,
It is written in standard sentences. That's why we recommend storybooks or very short stories written by authors that will help you to understand the sentence formation, the structure of some sentences. That
yeah,
is why we recommend these things to children, because they are beginning to learn the language. So you read all the books that you like. For example, Psychology of Money or anything that you really like. Apart from that, work on these simple set of stories, articles, short videos, short podcasts, so that you can, because when you read a book, it's not possible to say, always keep the track on the sentence formation. What about understanding the meaning? You're interested in the information, okay? But when you read stories, it will finish very fast. You
okay,
can pay attention to the sentences the second time you listen to it or the third time you listen to it. It's very easy. It'll be for only 5 minutes or 10 minutes. So do that also
okay.
parallelly so that you know where to use which word. Okay. So you can get rid of the problem only with some
Yes,
practice. Listening is important, speaking is important.
yes,
But as I told you in the beginning, you need to get the flow. That is your problem. You have to get that flow of speaking fluently. Fluency come with thoughts and language. Thought is also important. Language
yes,
also. Both should work together. Parallelly, it should happen. Now you told me you have a lot of thoughts. You can make sentences in your mind. But what about
yes,
bringing it out? So both should work together. That is fluency and communication. Got it? Okay.
yes.
Anything else?
No, thank you, ma'am.
Yeah. Thank you so much for joining me. Bye bye.